Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Saturday, July 20th, 2024. I am Lance Brock, and it is Saturday, and Saturday night is definitely all right for fighting. We have a big Saturday today. Tonight, not only the TNA Slammiversary pay-per-view, but also an episode of AEW Saturday Collision, and this morning was night one of the G1 Climax tournament, which I do hope to talk about on a future episode of 360. Good morning, wrestling fans. I was about to say 360 Wrestling Fanatic, but not sure when the next episode will be, but I definitely hope to talk about night one of the G1 eventually. And I just gotta say, if the rest of the tournament, if the first night, I should say, was a hint of what the rest of the tournament is going to be, we should be in for a good one. And I definitely recommend, this is probably the best time if you have never signed up before. This is probably the best time to try out NJPW World for the G1. Like I have always said before, definitely recommend NJPW World. Even if you don't like it, maybe you could just at least try it out for 1 month. And if for some reason you don't like it, you can always cancel. But into today's episode this morning, tonight is TNA Slammiversary live on pay-per-view. You can order either on traditional pay-per-view, Triller TV, and TNA Plus. I'm sure that dog is very excited about Slammiversary tonight. It is not included in the TNA Plus subscription, though, unless you... Actually, I take that back. If you have the yearly one, it's included. But if you just have the monthly subscription, it is a separate pay-per-view. Tonight, Slammiversary, the anniversary pay-per-view of TNA Total Nonstop Action. The 22nd anniversary of TNA. And tonight's Slammiversary will be live from, hopefully I'll say this right, the Verdun Auditorium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. In case I did say that wrong, I apologize to anyone, if there is anyone listening in Montreal, Quebec right now. And tonight should be a very good card on the pay-per-view. But first we start things with the countdown to Slammiversary, which will be on, I believe, most of TNA's digital media and social media. We have a 4-way match. Xia Brookside, Giselle Shaw, Tasha Steelz, and Fabi Apache making an appearance. That should be a really good one right there. And that's just on the countdown show. Definitely recommend watching that match right there. And we have Kushida and the Octopus Jonathan Gresham. In case you have missed it lately, Kushida kind of playing a scientist, getting the mysterious black ink from Jonathan Gresham and studying it and countering it with his own mist. And I believe we are now on to the main card. We have the Militia Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich defending the TNA World Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Spitfire, the team of Danny Luna and Jody Threat. I could actually see Spitfire here becoming the new TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions. Should be a really good match, though, going with Spitfire as my pick for this match. And then we have the recently reunited Rascals back together again. Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and now Wes Lee, no longer Desmond Xavier, taking on the No Quarter Catch crew, Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne, and Tavion Heights in a 6-man tag. Should be a really good, entertaining match. Gotta go with the Rascals in this one. As far as a prediction goes, should be a fun, entertaining match, though. And then we are going to have Mike Santana taking on Jake something. Should be another one that is a very entertaining match. But if I had to make a prediction, I gotta go with Mike Santana on this one. Should be a very good match, though. And then the TNA Digital Media Championship is on the line. AJ Francis, or as he calls himself, TNAJ Francis, will be defending the championship against Montreal's own PCO, Perfect Creation 1. AJ Francis kind of ruining the romance between PCO and Steph DeLander recently. I know, of course, PCO over big in his home country, his hometown of Montreal. I could see PCO winning the Digital Media Championship here tonight at Slammiversary. But AJ Francis will have Rich Swann in his corner. And I could also see Steph DeLander possibly getting involved in this match somehow. And we will also have the TNA World Tag Team Championships on the line as the System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards taking on ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. First of all, big fan of ABC, Austin and Bay, but I could see the System, Myers and Edwards, successfully defending the titles here. Should be a very good tag team match, though. Definitely, I'd say if you're a fan of tag team wrestling, I'm sure you will enjoy this one. And we also have Broken Matt Hardy taking on JDC. And James Dango Curtis. Last Thursday, the first Hardy's match on TV in quite a while. Then the System taking out Jeff Hardy, putting the chair around his neck, slamming him into the ring post. I could see Broken Matt getting the win in this one to get some revenge for his brother. The TNA X Division Championship on the line. This one, all I gotta say, could possibly be definitely a match of the night candidate and could possibly steal the show on the pay-per-view. The TNA X Division Championship on the line. The TNA X Division Champion Mustafa Ali defending against Speedball Mike Bailey. Big fan of both guys. Both great wrestlers. Mustafa Ali has had a great run so far as TNA X Division Champion. Big fan of the gimmick character. So with that being said, as far as a prediction for tonight's X Division Championship match, I gotta go with Speedball Mike Bailey, just like PCO in his hometown of Montreal. I feel this has been a great run for Ali, but I think that it's the right time to put the X Division title on Speedball. So going with Mike Bailey as my pick. The TNA Knockouts Championship is on the line. Jordynne Grace taking on Ash by Elegance. I'm sure this will be a really good match here, but I say definitely keep the title on Jordynne Grace. The momentum, her being on NXT, that crossover, I say definitely keep the title on Grace for right now. She is definitely a great face of the TNA Knockouts division. So, like the old saying says, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And definitely leave the Knockouts title on Jordynne Grace. Now time for the main event of tonight's pay-per-view. The TNA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line in a 6-way elimination match. The TNA World Champion Moose will defend against the walking weapon Josh Alexander. Steve Maclin, the wanted man Nick Nemeth, Frankie Kazarian, and say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm sure this will be a great main event. I kind of would rather see a one-on-one match for the world title in the main event, or maybe even the return of King of the Mountain. With that being said, though, I'm sure this will still be a very good main event for tonight's Slammiversary pay-per-view. I know this is probably the popular pick that probably most fans are making for this match tonight. But I gotta go with Joe Hendry as the new TNA World Champion walking out of Slammiversary. Like I said, I'm sure most fans are probably picking Josh Alexander to become the new champion tonight with all the internet buzz on the iTunes charts, him appearing on NXT, and he is just so over right now that it probably is really the only decision out of the 6 you can make and put the world title on Hendry. I'm not saying for sure this will happen, but like I was saying the other day, this could eventually possibly lead to a match where it is the TNA World Champion taking on the NXT Champion somewhere down the line, now that we have this working relationship between TNA and NXT. So that is tonight's TNA Slammiversary pay-per-view. Remember, traditional pay-per-view, Triller TV, and TNA Plus. Here at work now, so I gotta go. Hope everyone enjoys Slammiversary tonight on pay-per-view. But until then, and I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. But until tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day.